Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's YunKs. Today, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at Memory of Felwinter on a Voidwalker Warlock. Can it work? Well, before we get into it, if you didn't know already, Memory of Felwinter will grant you an additional melee and grenade charge at the price of your super. You will no longer have a super if you are running this artifact, and I always recommend 100% discipline and 100% strength if you are running Memory of Felwinter, no matter the subclass. Now, let's take a look at the Voidwalker subclass. And let's see what can work and what is now no longer necessary. So let's start here from the right. We have Vortex Mastery. So if you want to focus Axiom Bolts or Vortex Grenades, this is an option because you do get extra range on your Axiom Bolts and you do get extra duration for your Vortex Grenades. So yep, there's that. We have Bloom. This is a good option for PvE, probably not so much for PvP. And Embrace the Void, killing enemies with Nova Bomb, which we don't have, or any grenade triggers energy drain and restores your health. You're going to have a lot of grenades with this build, so having Embrace the Void on is very good. And when you get that energy drain effect, it will reduce the cooldown of your grenade, and it just goes very well with Memory of Felwinter. So this is what I run in my gameplay. Moving on to this column here, Annihilate, increase the size of explosions created by Nova Bomb and grenades. I guess for the grenades, that's an option. Angry Magic is not really necessary because we don't have a Nova Bomb, but it does give you a little extra armor. So if you wanted a little extra armor, you could run this. And the Hunger obviously goes very well with Embrace the Void. You get extra duration on energy drain effect. Most Voidwalkers, I'm sure, already know this, so that is what I run, this combination of the Hunger and Embrace the Void. Moving on to our melee energy drain, we have Surge, Lifesteal, and Soul Rip. Soul Rip is no longer necessary because we do not have a Nova Bomb. So, yeah, there's that. So, Surge and Lifesteal are our options. Lifesteal is a very good choice. And moving on to our grenade, this is really personal preference. We have Vortex, Scatters, and Axiom Bolts. Axiom Bolts, very damn good on a Voidwalker. Vortex, I guess it depends on your playstyle or what game mode you're playing. It would be okay for Control or something like that. And Scatters go very well with Nothing Manacles, but we'll talk a little bit about Nothing Manacles a little bit later on in the armor section, but I run Axiom Bolts. Alright, so speaking of the armor section, let's move on to the armor section and see what armors can work with this build. So we are on a Voidwalker now, so let's see, start here with Skull of Dire Ahamkara. Take reduced damage while using Nova Bomb, we don't need that. Apotheosis Veil, we don't have a super to activate for that. Light Beyond Nemesis, we could definitely do better. Obsidian Mind is for Nova Bomb. We don't have a Nova Bomb. The Ram is an option for sure. The Stag, we could do better. Moving on to Astrosight Verse is for Blink. So if you are running Blink in your Voidwalker, I guess this could be an option, but it's not the best option. It's really not all that great. Moving on to Heart of the Braxic Fire, that's for Sunsinger. Voidfang Vestments is an option. You do spawn with full grenade energy, and Axiom Bolts gain additional Seeker. So if you are focusing Axiom Bolts, you will get an additional Seeker, which is nice. So I think you get 3 instead of 2 now with Voidfang Vestments on. And I did run Voidfangs in my gameplay for a little bit, and then I realized you only spawn with 1 grenade, not the full 2. So that is really, really unfortunate. But it's still an option. It's still okay for this build. Moving on to Starfire Protocol, that's for Sunsinger. Purifier Robe, also for Sunsinger. Alchemist Raiment, nah, not a very good exotic armor. Sunbreakers is for Sunsinger. Claws of Ahamkara, we already have an additional melee charge, of course, due to Memory of Felwinter, so we don't need that. Nothing Manacles obviously can work if you want the tracking on your Scatters, but the thing is, if you are going to run Nothing Manacles, I feel like you might as well just not run Memory of Felwinter. That would be very, very silly. Nothing Manacles do give you an extra grenade charge for your Scatters, so yeah, just hold on to your super. If you are going to run Nothing Manacles, don't bother with Memory of Felwinter. It just wouldn't make any sense. Moving on to Impossible Machines, that's for the Stormcaller. Ophidian Aspects, always a great option for the Warlock. And we have our boots, Transversive Steps. So you get faster movement speed while crouching, which is okay, I guess. And ammo pickups automatically reload that weapon type. So it's an option. I wouldn't say it's the best option for sure. So let's take a look one more time. What are our options? So the Ram is definitely a pretty solid choice. Voidfang Vestments is also decent. Ophidian Aspects is obviously a great option on the Warlock, and we have Transversive Steps for our last option here. So if you're anything like me, then you're probably addicted to Ophidian Aspects for your Warlock. I just cannot stay away from this exotic armor, so this is what I run for my build. And yeah, let's get to the real question. Can Memory of Felwinter work on a Voidwalker? Well, let's start with PvE. Fuck no. All right, moving on to PvP. Now let's talk a little more in depth about Memory of Felwinter in PvE on a Voidwalker. I do not recommend it for these reasons. You could still have 2 grenade charges by running nothing manacles, of course, as long as you're running scatter grenades. So you don't need Memory of Felwinter for that. You could hold on to your super. You will only have 1 melee, but you could survive in PvE with only 1 melee charge, trust me. It's really not all that big a deal. So if you are running the Hunger and Embrace the Void with your nothing manacles with a decent amount of discipline, it's very easy to get kills in PvE with those scatter grenades. So I promise you, you're going to get constant grenades with that build. You'll still have your super, which is obviously great burst damage to a large group of enemies, or even to like a boss or something. Just great burst damage. Yeah, so those are the reasons I would not recommend it. You could easily survive with 1 melee charge. You could still get the 2 grenade charges by running nothing manacles, which is a great PvE option. I just don't think Memory of Felwinter works very well on a Voidwalker. It just wouldn't be the most efficient choice in PvE. So let's talk about PvP now. Can it work? Well, I guess you could live without your Nova Bomb in PvP. Once again, I just wouldn't recommend it. Nova Bomb is just a lot of fun in PvP. Not only is it a lot of fun, it could also be very, very effective. You do have a chance to get crazy multi-kills with it. As long as you place them right and time it right, you do have a chance to kill the entire team with a single Nova Bomb. Obviously, it's not gonna happen all that often whatsoever, but you know, you could easily get multiple multi-kills throughout a match with your Nova Bomb. So definitely I just wouldn't recommend it. Nova Bomb is just too much fun and it's too good for PvP. But let's talk a little bit more about like the grenades and melees. So having 2 melees and 2 grenade charges are very nice on a Voidwalker because the abilities are obviously pretty damn strong. Having 2 Axiom Bolts can be absolutely deadly and a complete nuisance to the enemy team. And at this point of the game, running Memory of Felwinter is the only way to get 2 Axiom Bolts on your Warlock. So I guess that could be a decent reason to run Memory of Felwinter if you're really just trying to focus Axiom Bolts. I mean, if that's what you're into, if that's really what you want to focus on, having 2 melees with lifesteal on it can also be very effective if you're running something like a shotgun, so you will get your health restored with every fully charged melee hit, which can be a lifesaver sometimes. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier, on the Ram, you automatically get lifesteal on it, so if you were running the Ram with Memory of Felwinter, you will always have lifesteal on every melee hit. And your melees don't even have to be fully charged in order to get that lifesteal to work. So you could pair this with Surge, so you do potentially have 2 charges of the extra movement speed as well as the constant lifesteal from the Ram, which I could imagine being very, very nice. But is it really worth not having your Nova Bomb over having the additional melee and grenade charge? Well, in my opinion, hell no. I'd much rather have a Nova Bomb. I could still live with 1 grenade and melee charge on a Voidwalker. It's really not a problem for me. If I wanted to run 2 grenades on my Voidwalker, and I would run nothing manacles with the scatters if I really wanted to. If I wanted 2 melees, I would run Claws of Ahamkara, and I would be satisfied with that. I'm just fine with 1 of each with Ophidian aspects. Personally, that's just me. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the Nova Bomb. I'm cool with my 1 Axion and my 1 lifesteal. Perfectly fine with that. Anyway, guys, go ahead and leave in the comments. Let me know what you think about Memory of Felwinter on a Voidwalker. Would you be interested in running this at all? Just go ahead, let me know. We only have 2 subclasses left to cover. What is it? The Sunbreaker for the Titan and also the Blade Dancer for the Hunter. So also let me know what you would like to see next. And one more time, can Memory of Felwinter work in PvE? Fuck no, you could easily live without 2 charges of each. Like I said, I highly recommend actually the Nothing Manacles Embrace the Void, the Hunger combo. If you have not tried that yet in PvE, just go ahead, try it. It's a ton of fun. It works very well. And can the Memory of Felwinter work in PvP? Well, it can if you want to focus Axiom Bolts, but that would be the only reason I would recommend it if you really just want to focus Axiom Bolts. Other than that, though, I don't think it should ever be used. Hold on to your Nova Bomb. When I was using Memory of Felwinter, I was definitely missing the super. It was fun spamming the Axiom Bolts, I must admit, but I definitely missed my Nova Bomb. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the video, and go ahead and leave a sub if you haven't already if you want to see more Destiny content, because I will be bringing it to you guys on the daily. Anyway, I will see you next time.